Hi, everyone. Yes. Yes. I'm going to see if I can speak in a Scottish accent. All right, let's do this, Brian. All right, then.
Uh, uh,
Actually,
Everyone should have the right to marry. Everyone.
I fully agree.
So anyone can marry anybody else.
I don't
Okay? So anybody
like
can marry anybody
age
else. So
restrictions.
anybody can marry several people. Everyone. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, stop. No, stop participating. We're not going to do this. Okay? I'm going to ask a question. If people want to respond, I'll be happy to call it. So I'm just pausing some things you need to think about. So if everybody has a right to be happy. So if you're not happy unless you're married to 5 other people, is that okay?
Not what we're
Whoa. I'm asking her. Is that okay? Well, no, I'm asking the question. If what you said was every person has a right to their own happiness. So, no, it's not irrelevant.
Yes.
It doesn't hurt someone else. No one's being... Okay. All right, maybe we can't do this. We're not I'm happy to engage in a discussion, and I'm calling on people, and I'll give people a chance to answer, but we're going to have a civil discussion, and we're going to move on.
I really don't see how you could have a full-on discussion with a concept of that large group of people.
So, my question to you is,
Yeah?
if your point is...
I can't pause it, Brian. You're the op. Actually, in Western culture, in Western Europe, that's very strict. But in Eastern cultures, that is very, very common. Like, I remember watching a documentary about one of the Chinese empires. This dude had 436 wives, and and he only seen like 3 of them. Yeah. It was just that during that time, people would just give their like firstborn daughters to like here. Yeah, pretty much. I would have been very interested to be in that house. Be a very scary situation for me to be in there, the only person with testosterone. But yes.
Right? Right? Is that what you just said?
Yeah. Margaret, I hate you. Yeah.
As long as they don't harm other people.
Yeah. Yeah, and plus, if like, let's say you're the head of the relationship, like it was, or it's I'm not speaking of a sexual manner, but I'm speaking of a social manner to where there are the individual that is the dominatory or the leader inside the situation could be one of the wife with the 2 husbands, or a wife with the wife and her husband. It just, no matter what, if there's that one dominant individual that would need to regulate their rule or power over the relationship or the territory. Otherwise, if you try to put too much focus on one other person, you can see this throughout history. It's a great example. But yeah, if you have one state over the other state, the other one will start to rival up, and then you're going to have gossip and drama, and then someone's going to end up getting their tongue bit off. But and then you're going to be in this weird love triangle, and then anyway, yeah, yeah.
As long as they
All
don't
right.
harm other people.
Okay, so if they're not harming other people, who determines whether they're harming people?
It's like anybody can
Well,
understand.
so everybody can understand it. Oh. Everybody can, so we're not gonna have
It's
chorus.
just morals, like what, like.
So there is some
It's just,
objective
it would be
standard.
morally right for two men to have the same rights as a man and woman.
Well,
And
what
you're-
about three men?
Not talking about that.
Stop. Okay, I'm gonna give people one more chance and then we're gonna move on. So I'm gonna ask you a question again. If it makes three people happy to get married, based on what you just said, what makes that wrong and what you said right?
That's irrelevant, and I mean,
It's not
in my
irrelevant.
personal opinion, yeah, go for it. But
Okay.
what I'm asking you is, how do you justify your belief based on these high morals you have about all men being created equal when two men who want to marry the
Well, what
person
about
they
three
love?
men?
But
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about
yeah,
giving them
that's
the
equal.
basic right that you give
If 42
two
guys
people
want to
have
stand in a
their
row and say I do to one another, that'd be a very long wedding. Yeah, the people of this world, especially Americans, are really brainwashed puppets. Where you could walk down the street and you have a question, and it's basically you have the same answer. Carry on.
If we're gonna have a discussion based on rational, reasoned thought, that we employ reason, okay? And reason says that if you think it's okay for two, then you have to differentiate with me as to why it's not okay for three, right? I mean, okay, so you're feeling,
Yeah, go for it.
okay, so three. Okay, fine.
That one guy's just like, me.
Let's just have a discussion about what that means, okay? And so what we're saying here, and if she reflects the values of everybody else, then, hold on, let's calm it down, and then we're going to
Tell
move
me
on to
about
another
it.
question. And then if she reflects the values, that is, marriage can be for anybody or any group of people, as many as is necessary, any two people or any three or four. Marriage really means whatever you want it to be. It has no.
I just consider it as a legal representation to show that you guys are affectionate for one another.
We're talking about this issue, we're going to move on to something else.
There's there's insurance, tax, and property reinforcements, but yeah, that's one.
Here's what I
Oops.
would just suggest.
That's the one major thing that really affects the concept where if people realize that this is actually preventing people from actually living out their entire life's work or actually focusing on what's right and wrong is due to these justifications of the laws. Like we have this couple and it's like one of them on their deathbed. They've been together for like, I don't know, 50 years. And it comes down to one person if it's to pull the plug or not. And this person's showing benefits to where if they do something else, it's going to be beneficial. But the only person that's there is, I don't know, her wife or his husband is sitting there and it's like, do it. We got the money. Let's do it. Or you have the rat-nosed son from the former relationship who has daddy issues or mommy issues or whatever the hell, is like, yeah, kill him. Let's take the rest of the cash. Be stronger for the will. You have to understand that's something there. Yeah.
Yes. Go out and make that case. But don't go to the courts and say, since the public may or may not be there, and it may be there, go out and make that case in the public square. I disagree with what New Hampshire did, but at least I would give the fact that New Hampshire did it the right way. They passed it through the legislature. They didn't have the court impose it like they have in other states. And for those of you who say, well, I want to keep marriage as what I believe marriage is, in fact, what marriage has always been, which is the union of a man and a woman. Why? Because I believe we are made that way. God made man and woman, and man and women come together to have a union to produce children, which keeps civilization going and provide the best environment for children to be raised. I think that is something that society should value and should give privileged status over.
It's like this affects the human population. Has anyone... Yeah, we got like 6 or something billion populations, and 6 point something. Yeah, it's like 6 point something billion people. We are starving ourselves off of this planet. Yes. And then we're at this point to where we're just so damn desperate that we're eating all these heavy contents, GMO-based foods. All that's doing is just lowering our health. We're at the point to where the government is trying to lower the population's sperm count. Oh. And here's the thing. I'm straight, but I don't want to have a child. And the major thing is the world is completely messed up, and I don't. Yeah, I'm literally the same way. If you feel like you would make a great parent and you would be able to educate someone in this world, adopt, all right? Because you could. Yeah, my grandfather was in one of those, and he's like, dude, those things are just, ay, ay, ay. It's like, help these kids out. There's enough people in this world to where we don't have to worry about procreation here, guys. It's literally at the point to where we need to start wrapping it before we tap it. If you... I feel like most of these people in this country should not be allowed to procreate. I'm saying this just from the concept about how stupid we are. I have met people where I had an entire map of the world, not a naval map, so nothing was crisscrossed. Everything was normal, like how you guys were taught in school. Where was the United States? They could... I said, and here's the major problem with this nation and its population. All right, so during the I want to say, all right, since the beginning up to about the 1920s, when we started just focusing on more older means of life, to where it was like living on the farm, having more kids, and you have more farm hands, da 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 da, to where we were starting to focus on the roaring 20s, to where everything started to be modernized, where we all started to slow down, and yeah, and then the Great Depression happened, and then like somewhere around there, we started clicking in our heads again, like, wait a moment, let's have large families. It could be due to the large population of yeah, that was very strongly during the that is literally slavery. That is just and, and here's the thing: if you look at the means of proper modern parenting, it is destructive. It's like if you look at it to a lower income standard, to where it's the parent is like a few years older than the kid, so you have kids raising kids to where the grandmother's raising the child, and it's just a completely arrogant, stupid thing. And then it's on the other hand, modern proper proper American citizen, Democrat, Republican, whatever you may say. Yes, and it's okay. I'm just gonna dump my kid into this school. All right, I'm going to I'm going to force him to be part of the puppet-like machine. Because you have to admit, during this modern age, we basically punish kids for drawing purple ducks. Do I need to expand on that? No, it's basically like, hey, this kid's doing something different. Let's shun him and basically push him into the direction of the crowd of people doing the same thing. It's like, hey, you want to draw a purple duck? Well, ducks are yellow. Hmm. And then, yeah, yeah. Not to mention external job stick effect. But and then if you look at the medical thing, where it's like, get your kids vaccinated, get your kids vaccinated. Hey, here's some new sterile wipes. Wipe everything down. Keep the kid completely away from germs. You're actually, yeah. And not look at law degrees. Yeah, look at nursing and law degrees. Oh my tits, that got completely flooded. But it's like, hey, here's some new sterile wipes. Wipe everything down. Wipe everything down. And now we can't even fight off a common cold to the point where we're injecting each other with mercury and infecting each other with these strange diseases. Yeah, I was watching Good Mythical Morning. This 90 something year old man who like hasn't bathed in like 50 something years. He's 90 something years old. His immune system's like a brick wall. Now, look at us now. We're completely freaking out over modern health, and we're recognizing that we could live up to like 100 something years. That's best place to get them. Sheesh. Like, yeah, let me get this hybrid GMO based cow that's been infected with E. coli. Ay, ay, ay. Hey, Brent, you should make a video on the food industry. Yeah, yes, but yeah, you should make a video on it. It'd be a great content for the channel. You guys want to finish up this video?
A relationship together. It's great if they want to have that relationship. It's great. I have no problem if people want to have relationships. People can have all sorts of relationships. But the uniqueness of marriage is it provides intrinsic goods to society. While other all relationships,
He's putting it into the context of that one party.
some good to society. This one is unique because it is the union that causes children to be created and to be raised in an environment that is their birthright. Every child in America, every child in the world deserves to know and be loved by their mother and father. And when we say that that is not the case, that we can deny
Or
children,
mother
in
and
fact, do by
insert
saying other
unique
forms of
sexual
relationship
genetic
with
coding.
when we deny children that birthright, then I think, again,
Unicorn and panda.
I think we are harming children, we are harming society, we are not promoting what is.
Brian. Please. Chicken and chicken wing. What's next? Pig and bacon? I wonder what you guys think about it, considering that I want you guys. I tried. And I'm really trying to force Brian into talking more. Yeah, don't. It's like, hey, like, baby, it's... I can't stand that. Yep, other YouTubers do stuff that usually does stuff. You know, here's something that really ticks me off about it. I'm sorry. This fake, forced comedy. Like this weird Gmod stuff that's coming out to where, I don't know, somebody walks in with a banana suit and they sit there dying for 5 minutes. It's fake! What the hell, guys? It's just fake humor. They're forcefully laughing. It's like I'm sitting here going, ha 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 ha. But alright, so you know all like the major channels right now, they're doing like that Gmod and prop hunt shit and they're over exaggerating everything they do. That's really, really annoying. Yeah, we're waiting for the next. Yeah, gaming channels are just waiting for the next thing to pounce on.